Good morning children, welcome back. Today we shall be beginning with the topic underpopulation from the chapter underpopulation and overpopulation. Alright, in the previous class we had already done the definition of overpopulation, the causes of overpopulation and the impacts of overpopulation. Today we shall be beginning with the second half, the other topic in the chapter, that is underpopulation. Now first let us start with the meaning of underpopulation. What do you mean by underpopulation? The term underpopulation means where there are not enough people or where the population is so less that there are not enough people to make use of the resources that is available in its country or in the country. In simple terms, it means the resources are so much, alright, the amount of resources that is available in a country is high, but the population is low. Okay, now underpopulation is also characterized by a situation where the available resources can support a much larger population, meaning the population which is there, alright, if the amount or if the number of population is 5 lakh, but the resources which are available can sustain not only the 5 lakh people but more than 5 lakh people. Alright, so it means that the resources that is available, for example in your class if you have around 35 students but you have around 45 table and chairs, so the resources that is available in your class is 45 but the population is only 35, so the resources that is available in the class can cater or is available for more 15 students or 15 more students. Alright, so here when we talk about underpopulation, we are comparing it to the resources. It's just the opposite of overpopulation. Now, where do you find or which places in the world are underpopulated? The situation is found in regions of low technical development such as Equatorial Congo, the Amazon River Basin, because it is a very thick forest and you do not find a lot of people there, or the rich prairie region of North America. Canada is also said to be underpopulated because it could increase its population but still have have a high standard of living. So Canada is one country in the world which has a lot of resources. Extremely, when you talk about resources, we are talking about technological development, food resources, living facilities, the medical facilities, the educational facilities, everything that is available there is it has a very high amount of resources, as well as the standard is extremely high. So that is why the people living in Canada have a very high standard of living, because everybody is able, because since the population is less, everybody is able to make use of the resources that are available. The resources is extremely enough, it's more than enough for the people living there. Okay, now what are the causes of underpopulation? Why do you think, what are the reasons behind the population becoming very less? The first one is fertility rate. When we talk about fertility, we are talking about the number of children, that a woman gives birth. Okay, now when we are talking about fertility rate, we have to compare the life of women in the olden days, in the ancient time, where they did not have any rights, they did not have any work, they were not educated. Okay, so the only thing or only work of the woman is bearing and rearing of children. That means giving birth to children. Okay, increasing the family line, giving birth to children and only looking after them at home itself. Okay, but in the modern times, what is happening is the status of women in the society has changed. Okay, so you can see in your families also the number of women who go to work is increasing day by day. Okay, it was not like the situation was not similar in the olden times. Women never went out to work. It was the men who went out to work. But now women are going to work. So what they have done is they have reduced the number of children that they are giving birth to. Maximum of 2. Okay, minimum of 1 and maximum of 2. Sometimes it may be 3, but mostly it is either 1 or 2. Okay, so the fertility rate in many developed and developing countries has dropped to about 2 children per woman due to the factors such as literacy, meaning women and men are being educated, they are able to understand the effects, the harmful effects of a high population rate, and then they know, they have learned about family planning. What are the cons or the pros of a small family system? Economic development or urbanization, making the idea of having big families impractical. Now when we talk about impractical, okay, when we talk about the impracticality of having a large family, means, see, now in the earlier times, everybody, the grandfather, his 4 sons, the 4 sons after getting married, their children, they used to live together. So even if you give birth to a child, then there are many people to look after it. Okay, look after the baby. Now because of development, the expenses, now people have started living alone. Only their nuclear family, the husband, the wife and their children. So when and because expenses are increasing, and if there is only one member working, only the father is working, then he will not be able to sustain a good life. Okay, so he has to keep on working. He will not get proper rest. So what happens is the wife, the mother also goes to work, so that both of them can earn equally and increase the status of their family. So if there are more number of children, who is going to look after the child, because both are working? So this is the reason why the number of children that are being born are decreasing day by day. Now changed attitude towards fewer children and an improvement in the social role of women. So this is what I was talking about. When women have started working, the number of children that are being born are also decreasing, because their role has changed. Now they had a social status: stay at home, give birth to children and look after them. All right, but now from that status, an economic change has taken place. Women have started working, they have started earning. So when they have taken up the equal role of the develop or looking after the family, so the number of children being born has decreased. Next is next is emigration. Okay, that is out migration. Now emigration is the movement of an individual from one country to another with the intention of permanently settling in their destination. Many factors contribute to this type of movement. So when we are talking about decrease in the population of a particular place, so here comes the out migration. So when we talk in terms of countries like Africa, okay, that is the source country, and the destination country, let's say USA, United States of America. So what happens is, in countries like Africa, which are underdeveloped, which do not have proper living basic facilities are unavailable, there are no proper jobs. All right, so what happens is the people, they start emigrating, that is out migration takes place. Out migration. So people start moving out of the country. So one reason is emigration. There are various reasons why people start migrating out, and they migrate in such a way that they go and live in some other country permanently. All right, it is not a temporary migration, but it is a permanent migration, because whatever requirement they need for their livelihood is not available in their own country, which is known as source country. So they go and migrate. So when lots of emigration takes place, the population of this source country starts decreasing. Okay, starts decreasing. Okay. Many factors contribute to this type of movement. They can be divided into push and pull factors. So what are the push factors? Now see, the word push means these are the not literally going and pushing, but these are the factors which are causing people, or which are pushing people out of the country. So all the factors which make people, or which push people out of a country, are known as push factors. So in Africa there is low development, less jobs, high crime rate. Okay, then the government is unstable. So all these factors are push factors. So all these factors are push factors which push people out of a country. So later on, when we are talking about immigration, we shall be doing pull factors. That means attract. Pull means to attract people into the country, and push means to make people go out of the country. Okay, so next is diseases. So if, for example, the pandemic that is taking place right now, lots of people died. Okay, because of the pandemic, because of diseases like HIV, AIDS and coronavirus, many people have died. So when people die, obviously the population decreases. Next is famine. The famine is a situation where there is scarcity of food, and people die when they do not get enough food to eat. So famine is the scarcity of food, and this can be caused due to factors like crop failure and disappropriate population. That means less food, more population. And the last one is war and conflict. In countries like Iraq and Iran, where there is continuous, in Palestine, where there is continuous war taking place, people do not like to permanently stay in that state. So what people do is they grow. For same thing, out migration takes place. So because of war, people are permanently leaving the state and going and staying in some other country. So people have waged wars since the Middle Ages and continue to do so. Advanced technology has made modern warfare a huge factor in the decline of population. Individuals fighting over resources and space end up killing each other on a massive scale, that means on a very large scale, due to the introduction of nuclear and chemical warfare. All right, so because of all these reasons, people are moving out of a certain country. So when people are moving out, what takes place is underpopulation. That means the number of people living in that country reduces. Now in the next class, we shall be doing the impact. That means what happens, the effects when the population decreases, what are the impacts that takes place in a country. All right, thank you.